How's it going, everyone? In this video, I'm going to be explaining how this certain philosophy has helped take my trading to the next level. This is going to be another sit down kind of rant psychology video that I think is going to help you all a lot, whether you're a beginner trader or an experienced trader like myself, or maybe you're well beyond me in experience. Regardless, I think this insight is going to help you. So I hope you all stay till the end of the video. Don't mind this wrapping on my wrist, guys. I had something done to it last night. So if you see me and you see this dangling, just please ignore it. But the reason I thought of this is I had someone in my community talk about how they've been really battling with FOMO. They've been battling with anxiety in the markets. They've been battling with a whole bunch of things and pulling trades early and all this stuff. And it gave me the idea for this video because I started reflecting back on my own journey. And before I get into the fix and all that stuff, I really want to get into kind of explaining to you how much this has affected me in my trading journey, especially when it comes to taking trades and being in trades and trusting your own analysis. So for myself, I used to get very anxious, like I've talked about in previous videos. I would get anxious, I would get super emotional, and a lot of the time it would cause me to end up pulling trades early, whether that be if they were sitting in drawdown or if they were floating in a bit of profit. This is a cycle that you can get in where you're pulling profits very quickly, and maybe you're letting losses run a little bit longer than you should. Maybe you're removing your stop loss, or maybe you're cutting profits early and you're also cutting your stop loss early. I've done that, and that honestly hinders your growth so much because you're not giving the power of risk reward a chance to help you, right? You know what I mean? Like if you have a 1 to 3 target, and according to your data, you have a great success rate with the 1 to 3, but then when you're up 1 to 1, you just close the trade. Or if you're in drawdown, maybe 0.5%, you close the trade. This is a cycle that can really hinder your growth. It can really hinder your growth. And this is something that happened to me. And what helped me a ton, and this is the philosophy that I'm talking about, is we can never control what the market is going to do. And I'm going to talk about this in depth as the video goes on. But the only thing we can control is taking trades to our plan, and when we enter a trade and when we leave a trade or exit a trade. Those are the only things we literally have in control. That's the only thing we have in our control, with trading. So if you think about it, the only thing we have control over is those things and then our edge. Okay, so our edge would be the trading plan that we are trading, right? The edge that we have, a consistent edge over the market over a series of trades. Not each individual trade, but over a collective amount of trades, we have an edge over the market. We are profitable over the market. Let me take a minute to introduce to you one of the top new prop firms in the industry, Think Capital. Think Markets, a fully regulated broker, has entered the prop space. With over 15 years of broker experience, this is massive for us traders. With up to $600K in capital to manage, $5K to $300K accounts, it gives us the perfect resources to succeed. Another bonus is they offer to USA clients, which is massive for you US traders. Use the link in the description and code RMTrading for 15% off any challenge. Let's get back to the video. So another thing that I used to do that I've talked about in a later video is I would put a lot of pressure on timelines. So I would want to be funded by this date. I would constantly say and manifest, I want to be funded by this date. And then something would happen out of my control. I would get to the date and not be there. And this was a cycle that I went through for a while. It would continuously happen because I was putting way too much focus on something I couldn't control. And I'm going to talk about this as we keep going. But I would essentially be putting emphasis and stressing myself out on things I have no control over, and that's the market conditions. This is something that we like to leave out a lot of the time. When we manifest at the beginning of the year that we will have this in funding, we will have this in funding, we are pretty much anticipating that we're going to have the most perfect market conditions. We're not going to have any ranging conditions. We're not going to have moments like what's going on right now with the tariff talk where the dollar is just dumping and the markets are heading in one direction. If you're a reversal trader, you're struggling right now. You know what I mean? You can be struggling. So that's something that you probably weren't including in your manifestation or your goals at the beginning of the year, is that the odds are that there is going to be, weeks or months where your pair is consolidating. And that's something else that you're not taking into an account. But it's something that you have no control over. The only thing at the end of the day that you have control over is sticking to your plan and trading your edge. So when we stress about things that we have no control over, all that does is impact our trading in a negative way. And I'm going to tie it back to what I was saying earlier in the video. This person in my community is struggling with the emotions mainly because they are stressing about things that they have no control over. And this is something that I also dealt with before. Like when we're in a trade, the reason we get anxious is because we have a certain outcome we want to come true, and we have no control over it coming true or not. So we're sitting there stressed out. And this is why we get stressed out in a lot of situations, not just in trading, but in life, where we have no control over it. But it's automatic that we do that, but we have to kind of rewire our brain and pull ourselves back and not get stressed about things that we have no control over. Because when emotions rise, intelligence goes down. And I've said this a lot on this channel, but when you are stressed out and you are emotional, this is when you are going to make those decisions that is affecting your trading in a negative way. When you are emotional and you're stressed out, you're going to be pulling profits early. You're going to be scared if you go into drawdown a bit, which is going to end up making you pull your order out or cut the trade in drawdown. And this is going to impact you in a negative way. So see how I'm tying it into earlier in the video? It all comes down to us stressing about things we have no control over. And the philosophy that has helped me so much is to just kind of let it be, Don't stress about things we can't control. The only things we can control are sticking to the trading plan when we get in, when we get out, and then just trading our edge. That's literally it. We are a participant in the market. If you think about it, the market's going to do what it wants. We can analyze and make educated guesses on what we think are going to happen based on our strategy, based on the probabilities, based on our experience. There's some things that just can't be taught. There's some times where I look at a market and I just know what's going to happen based on, the tens of thousands of hours that I've put into the charts. You just see things and you pick up on patterns that it's hard to explain sometimes. But that all comes down to your experience. It all comes down to sitting here in front of these charts, downloading the information each and every day. So stop putting pressure and stop putting stress on things you have no control over. It's only going to make you continue to go through these pitfalls and downtrends in your trading progression because you're emotional. And when you're emotional, you end up taking dumb trades, you end up making dumb decisions. It's our job as traders to keep as calm as possible. It is so important that we remain calm and that we remain neutral. Because like I've said, when our emotions rise, our intelligence goes down. That's when we make bad decisions. That's when we act on emotions. And I've talked about this before. It's okay to have emotions, but it's not okay to act on them. Because when we act on them, that's when we make decisions that we wouldn't have made at a neutral standpoint. Think about it this way. For myself, a lot of the time before, when I would get into a trade, I would feel a little bit nervous. But planning the trade, I wasn't nervous. It was as soon as I got in the trade that I got nervous. And this is because I am no longer at a neutral state and my emotions are high, right? Before I was in the trade, before I had any money on the line, there were no emotions involved. So you can think so clearly. But what helps me as well is to just realize that you made this decision, hopefully at a neutral state. So if you made that decision at a neutral state, you have to let your emotional state trust the decision of the person that was at a neutral state and just let it happen. And I find by doing this, it makes it a lot easier each time that you're in a trade. As time goes on, you're only going to get better and better. And I had someone in my comment section talk about this recently too. I think this would be perfect to kind of talk about. They know what they have to do. And I know I've gotten this comment a couple times where the people watch the video, you guys watch my video, or girls, you hear me and you even say you know what you need to do, you're just struggling to do it. And I always come back with a comment that's pretty straightforward. Just do it. You literally just have to rip the Band-Aid off. And every time I've been nervous to do something, to take that next step, not just in trading, but in life, every time I'm willing to step out of my comfort zone, whether that be increase my risk on a trade setup, maybe that's go for a challenge, go for a powerful goal, or do something in my personal life that is going to take a lot of courage, you just have to do it and rip the Band-Aid off. And then as soon as you do that, it makes your trading a lot easier. It makes life a lot easier because you've done it. And it's just our natural, sorry guys, I just want to make sure this is clear still. It's just our natural human emotion trying to keep us safe, right? It's our instincts trying to keep us safe, but we're safe. And our bodies and minds are always looking for ways to keep us safe. And when we are stepping out into the unknown, when we are stepping into uncomfortable situations, whether that be with your trading or with life, it's very hard for us to make the decision. It's hard for us to take that jump. You know what I mean? Like, for example, me taking the jump to go, full-time trading however many years ago was both an easy decision, but at the same time, it was a tough decision because I was stepping out into the unknown, but it's the best thing that I did. And I talked about this in a video not too long ago. If you think about it, FOMO, if you think about all these things, anxiety, fear, greed, they all come down to emotions, and they are all emotions that are going to come, but it's just a matter of how we deal with these emotions. Another thing that this person in the group said, I'm not sure if I'm going to post it on here. I think I might keep it private, but he also talked about how he gets a lot of FOMO being a New York trader because the setups happen in London. And a lot of the time he'll wake up in London to try and trade it half asleep, and he'll end up losing those trades. And then if he just waited for New York session, the setup would have happened. How I combat this is just accept that there are going to be trades that happen in another session. But you have to think about the flip side. There's people who can only trade London and can't trade New York, and the setup they wanted in London maybe happens in New York. It all comes down to emotions and keeping ourselves as sane as possible. And this philosophy of just letting go of what we can't control and focusing on the things that we can control is what has taken my trading to the next level. Seriously, it's taken my trading to the next level, and I'm so grateful and blessed. I'm just way more stoic. I think about what I can control, and what I can't, I just let it be. And of course, guys, I still get emotional. Of course, I still get frustrated. Of course, I still get pissed off. But I just don't go act on those emotions. So back to what I was saying about the FOMO, I'm okay with letting potential opportunities in another session happen, because all I care about is what I can control, and that's that I live in this time zone where New York is my session. I've tried and live in both realities where I was waking up super early to trade London, and it didn't work because I was half asleep. It's crazy what can happen when you are disoriented from bad sleep. And as soon as I started just focusing on my one session and being okay with setups potentially happening without me, it helped my trading immensely. Because guys, we're not going to catch every setup. It's impossible unless you're trading all 3 sessions. You don't have to catch every setup to be a consistent, profitable trader. Less is more, I find. In my opinion, if I was trading Asia session, London session, and New York, I'd be a madman. And I don't know if I would do as well as I do now. Less is more. So be okay with things that you can't control and just let it flow through you. Let the emotions go through you, and you no longer have to chase this, chase that. You're stoic. You know exactly what you need to do. You trade your plan. You have your edge. You know when you get in a trade and when you get out of a trade. But don't get beat up. Trading is so hard, like I talked about. Trading is so hard, but so rewarding. It's the hardest way to make easy money. I heard someone say that. I didn't make that up, but I think it's very, very true. You see someone make a certain amount of money in a trading session or in a day. It's very easy to think, oh my God, they did that right then and there. But no, it took years. It took years of getting your butt kicked, getting up again, getting knocked down, getting up again. And I'd like to sit down and do these little videos for you guys in hopes that they can help your trading. And I know maybe some of them you guys are bored, but I just love doing this because I think it's therapeutic to me, and I think it's therapeutic to a lot of you. The comment section has been unbelievable, and I would love to know if you guys have any video ideas for me, any topics you'd like me to talk about. A lot of the time I'll get comments on a topic that I just did. So if you are new to the channel and you are watching this video for the first time, before you comment, please do a video on this. Can you just quickly check the last couple of videos and see if I covered it? Because that's been kind of like a common theme here. But yeah, I appreciate you all so much. And this is the philosophy that just honestly helped take my trading to the next level. Just let it be, let it happen, stay calm, stay neutral, and it's going to help your trading in immense ways. Not only just your trading, but it's going to help your life. Because now, not just in trading, but in life, I no longer let things I have no control over bother me. Because like trading, if I get emotional and worked up over things I have no control over, then it's just doing me no good for no reason with no outcome that I can change. You know what I mean? Like it's not about what happens, it's about how we react to what happens. That goes for what happens on the charts, and that goes for what happens off the charts. you want to be as stoic as possible every day, but you also want to be stoic on these charts. So I'm going to cut this one off here. I hope you guys and girls, all enjoyed this video. If you did, please smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're new, it helps the channel. Comment something, comment some positivity, spread some positivity in the comments. You guys are unreal. We have such an amazing community down there in the comment section. You guys are commenting on mine, you're commenting on other people's comments, spreading love, and it's just unbelievable. So if you made it to the end of the video, comment, I did. And I will make sure to comment on that and tell you how much I appreciate you. So yeah, what do I say at the end of every single video? Let's be 1% better every single day.